Hey everyone, welcome to Where Are We Wednesday, the series where I interview amazing agents from across the country and the world. I'm your host, Carolyn Carino, here in Sarasota, Florida. Today we are in Wilmington, North Carolina, near Camp Lejeune with Cody Hostetler. Thank you so much for being here today and being our expert in that area.
Caroline, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. So tell us a little bit about your background. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so we moved to Eastern North Carolina in 2013. I was in the military at the time in the Marines, and I did 16 and a half years doing that, and then got out and decided I want to stay in the area and help people out. And real estate was the perfect opportunity to do that.
Yeah, so that long you've been there. So what's your favorite thing about living there? Why do people like to stay?
So a lot of people relocate or stay here because the cost of living is low. You're 5 minutes from the beach on the eastern side. You're 2.5 hours from the mountains, and the weather's a nice blend between not too cold and not too hot.
Yeah, you still kind of get the winter, but the summer is nice and toasty too.
Yeah.
Not like here as we're sweltering in Florida.
Right.
Um, so you've been in real estate a good amount of time at this point. So tell us what your market is doing there.
So our market, in my specific areas around Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, so it's pretty steady with the military because they're constantly coming and going.
Right.
Uh, on the on the east side, you have the beach, right? So there's a bunch of beach homes. That's where a lot of investors like to pick up a house to do short-term rentals. And
Mhm.
then as you move into Wilmington, which is really an up and coming city that's kind of blown up, you've got a whole bunch of people relocating there for work. So that's a good
Mhm.
opportunity to buy um, your permanent residence and kind of hold it as an investment property when you do, or if you do decide to move later on.
Yeah, right, right. I was just talking about that for someone. She's not going there. She's going somewhere on the East Coast though, and how purchasing her first home and how actually a VA loan works. Because
Yeah,
apparently I didn't know all of the way that it works. It's about the amount, it's not about the home,
yeah.
right? And so I mean, I'm going to do a whole video on that because it was so interesting. So when we're talking about all of these people purchasing, is it more of a buyer's market or is it more of a seller's market?
So after COVID, it was very much a seller's market. People were offering significant over asking, over appraised value, and we've kind of transitioned that slowed a bit. If you look at areas like the Triangle area near Raleigh, they really kind of had a peak up and then a drop. This area I feel was undervalued the entire time, so it kind of came up and plateaued.
Uh-huh.
So right now, I would say it's still more of a buyer's market, but it
Okay.
really depends on the purchase price of the house. If you're talking uh, lower priced investment properties, those usually go pretty quick. If you're
Mm.
up in the 400, 500, 600,000 range, those ones usually the seller will give up a little bit more to get it to offload the house.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. So if anyone is thinking about moving into that area or you have, military family friends that are going to Camp Lejeune, Cody is the guy to talk to. He knows the area well. He's been there for a long time and, ex-military himself. He knows all the ins and outs of that for sure. Obviously, anyone who is moving in and out too. Thank you for being our expert there in Wilmington. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching Where Are We Wednesday. We'll be back next week.